Now, Leicester City's triumph in the Premier League may have seemed like a fairy tale, but for one well-known fan, the story has a rather awkward ending. Gary Lineker promised to present Match of the Day in his underpants if his beloved Foxes won. And since they lifted the trophy, that remark has even been the subject of discussion at Prime Minister's Questions. Dan Walker went to meet Gary Lineker.
Mr. Lineker, Leicester City, your team, Premier League champions. Now, we've known that for a while, but has it actually sunk in yet?
Well, I think it's reality. That's unquestionable. I keep looking at the league table to check, and they are miles clear every time I look. And I don't think they can be caught now, but it's staggering. I was convinced all season that it would fall away at some point, that it would disappear, that the reality would strike and they'd collapse. But they didn't, and they've won it against all the odds. I cannot think of a team story in any sport that really genuinely compares with it. Forest is probably the closest you'd get, but things were very different in those days. It's stunning, especially where you consider they came from just over a year ago.
Talk to us about the emotion of the day that the trophy was actually lifted, because, be honest now, how many times did you have to have a moment?
I had a few moments. I had cameras stuck in my face for the documentary. And I was going, especially when Bocelli started singing, I was going, and I thought, I've got to hold it, can't let it. And then I could feel then I was like, oh no, don't do this to me.
But it's so emotional, isn't it?
It is so emotional, but I've always been the kind of bloke, I cry when you win, but not when you lose. And it was beautiful. It was just like a beautiful experience to feel that kind of emotion. For a team that I've supported all my life since I was a tiny kid and etc. But for it to actually happen, it was a bit too much for me, really. If
I'd have said to you at the start of the season that the Prime Minister would mention your pants in the House of Commons, you probably thought it would be something completely different. But this is how big the story has grown. I mean, I know that Leicester have made the achievement, but do you regret making that comment?
The whole thing's got bonkers.
I know.
It's gone really, really bonkers. It's getting mentioned everywhere and everything. Are you going to do it? And this and that and the other. And do I regret the tweet? No, not really. I don't. No, I don't, because I don't think because it's been quite fun. I did the tweet knowing categorically there was zero chance of Leicester continuing on the line that they were going and to win the league. I was spectacularly wrong, but I'm so glad I was.
In terms of your own career highlights, I mean, as a player, you've achieved so much. How does this compare? Something that you've got nothing to do with. Is it even comparable with the things that you achieved as a player?
It's different, because when you're a player, you're in control of what you do. You might mess up, you might do really well, but you have a degree of control. And to be perfectly honest, when I played, I never got the slightest bit nervous. Even when I took a penalty in World Cup quarter-finals or the penalty shootout against the Germans, I quite enjoyed it, because it was I could actually. But watching this unfold this season, I've got no control, so it was totally a different kind of experience. But the feeling of elation that has come with it, and emotion, is something I've never experienced before. Never had anything. I've never wanted anything to happen in sport as much as this.